It's time. Get up, I get up. Lose focus, come on, people, get up. Gonna stay focused. Opportunities, gotta get this, gotta fight this deal.
All go, are you ready? Are you ready? Follow me. My Twitter handle is @Lishomo. On Instagram, it's Mac_take a pic. Out in Poke, Sanbonani, and a salute to all my hustlers. Nibugelevo, @iSpani on SABC 1. We got the social media on lockdown. Now retweet that. Ha! Ngithi bafethu siqhamuka kude from ukuthintana ke ngocingo lasendlini uya kubomakhalekhukhwini manje ke sesixhumana ngama-apps njengoba ke simthulela umkhakha we-social media strategy specialist bafethu sihamba nehasta lethu uthathele bafethu kuyinsizwa kade ifuna ukushaya i-graphic design kodwa manje sithola laphana kule nkampani ehamba phambili kuwo lo mkhakha i-black box theory bafethu njengoba ke afuna umsebenzi njenge-social media manager ngithi asabe siyombona sibona ubuso bakhe let's Facebook him ngithi simbuze ukuthi khambani what's up sikhulume naye simthwebule bafethu si-Snapchat. Hello.
And we never got to see him because we were too young to enter the hospital. It was just overwhelming, her leaving us, so I'm pretty sure I did cry myself to sleep. Hi, I'm Tatenda and I grew up in Zimbabwe. I'm currently staying in South Africa, Centurion, and I grew up learning that having a strategy could change the world. Now I'm going to change the world of social media strategy. This is my story. Being in Zimbabwe, I remember my father for like the most part, because he passed on when I was 7 years old. So I remember him vaguely. My dad's cause of death was that he fell ill. He caught pneumonia that was detected a bit too late, and by the time that the doctors realized what it was a bit too late to save him, because I think he also then caught a few other things. I'm not entirely sure because I never really liked to dive into that. And at the time before he died, he was in hospital for about a week, and we never got to see him because we were too young to enter the hospital that he was in at the time. So yeah, those details are a bit too vague for me at the moment, but yeah. Personally, my dad's passing affected me, like, it was very deep. It was a dark time in my life because like he was the only father figure I knew. So like, yeah, the few years after he passed on, yeah, they were very hard. I'm pretty sure I cried myself to sleep like for like a few years after that. And also going back, my little sister, she was about 2 or 3 years old. So like, yeah, we were like our only pillar of support, just me, my little sister and my mom at the time. And also the fact that my mom had to now like work double shift, that made things a bit worse. Like she couldn't be at home all the time because she had to be traveling just to gather resources. She had to look for work overseas and just across the borders. So they just left us in a bit of a stress mode.
Okay, so Tatenda's father passed away when he was fairly young, and when you meet him as a person, you wouldn't expect that looking at the personality he has. I think maybe because of his father passing away, it's formed the personality Tatenda has developed, which is, it seems like nothing in life really upsets him, which of course it does. We all get upset, but I would say is one of his strongest features is just balling through it, just sticking through it and making the best of the situation.
The worst memory I have with my mom and my little sister, I think around 2006, between 2006 and 2008, I think that's when most of our banks shut down in Zim. And my mom happened to be working at a bank at the time. And obviously, if she's working at a bank, she trusts this bank. She had most of her life savings in that bank, as well as a lot of the Zimbabweans at that time, because this was a very well-trusted bank. It was doing well, and no one saw what happened to that bank coming. And I think that's about the time inflation just rose and just things were at a hectic disarray. So this bank shutting down meant that all the money that was in that bank went with it. No one got refunds or anything like that. It affected us because, you see, at that same time, my mom then had to now start traveling. She was away from home. We had to get chucked into boarding school around that time. Yeah. First day of boarding school, I think it was, I'm pretty sure it was during the weekend when everyone was just going in because we were starting school on the Monday. But obviously, it was overwhelming because we had never been away from home and away from our mom. So it was pretty intense. The first day, I remember as my mom was leaving, it was exciting at first because there's just a bunch of kids, there's not going to be any parents around. So we thought it was going to be, or I thought it was going to be pretty fun at first. But obviously after my mom left, it hit both me and my sister that, whoa, she's going now and we don't know if we're going to see her again or anytime soon or anything like that. It was just overwhelming, her leaving us. So I'm pretty sure I did cry myself to sleep a few nights, or the first few nights. Well, I'm matriculated back in Zimbabwe, and I came into South Africa 2012 or 2013. And when I came through this side, I started off at this IT varsity, just trying to get a diploma or a degree in computer science. But along the way, I felt that was not my strongest suit. I did well in art, I excelled in that, so I decided I should do something along that field. And I ended up taking up graphic design and photography, which is when I moved into Centurion about 2 years ago. Okay, so since then I've been at Open Window School of Visual Communications, getting a degree in visual communications and photography. I'm a double major. I'll be graduating next year in April.
I would say, especially with Tatenda, since I've met him from the beginning, we were stuck in the same group, stuck in the same classes, that getting through this whole course, it was difficult at points, but it helps having someone which you've known from the beginning and also leaving at the end together with has this sense of completing something together. So I would say that having a friend like Tatenda from Zimbabwe is definitely adding something new to my life as well as probably his. So finishing this degree together is, I would say, a big deal for the both of us.
Okay, where did I find out about black box theory? I found out about black box theory from a friend of mine. His name is Adart. He's already an employee there. So as I was telling him that I was looking for a job, he let me know their requirements and what the company was all about and what they stood for. And it happened to basically fit into the criteria I was looking for. So I managed to send in an application form and they got back to me as soon as they did. And luckily for me, I'll be going through there for an interview tomorrow to apply for the job, social media strategy specialist.
So Tatenda is going for the interview at Black Box Theory tomorrow. And I would say to him, just be who you've always been. He doesn't have anything to worry about but to show his good virtues and show how he could be useful for BBT.
Okay, what would it mean to me if I got the position tomorrow? Let's just say, what would it mean to me when I get the position tomorrow. I hope to get the job tomorrow, and if I do get the job, I'll be very happy. I'll be very ecstatic. I'll make some calls back home, let my mom know that I've gotten a job, because she's aware that I'm going in for this interview, and she'll be the first person I'll let know, and I'm very faithful that I will get the job. And in terms of public relations would be hectic. I don't know how to say it. Hey guys, I've just arrived at my interview with Black Box Theory, and hopefully it goes well. I'm a bit nervous, so wish me luck, guys.
Hi Tatenda, how are you?
I'm great, thanks. And yourself?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a while, so thank you for making it out finally. So I've had a look at your CV,
yes.
And therefore the invite to the interview. So based on that, please tell me a little bit about yourself. I've got your CV, but I want you to talk me through your CV. So tell me, you know, why you chose the qualification that you chose. Tell me who you are as a person. What's your background? What are your interests? Yeah, so just tell me. I'll ask questions as you talk. All
right. Well, I'm from Zimbabwe and just currently moved into South Africa, and I've been here for a couple of years now, just finishing off my studies. I come from a family of three, of two actually. It's my sister and myself, and my mom, of course. And then I'm an easygoing person. I'm a quick learner. I like to learn new things. I'm always constantly reading or researching upon something.
Why did you choose that particular degree? Out of all the degrees in the world, why would you have chosen that?
The reason why I went for my degree of choice is because I've always been an artist. I've always liked...
drawing
artist,
okay.
Yes. In my spare time, I like to sketch or paint. And when I do get a chance to exhibit my work, I do that. And so I've always had a passion for art. So this was the only career I saw myself going through, either graphic design or fine artist.
What would you say is the difference between online reputation management and public relations, or PR and media relations and all of those kind of things? What would be the difference for you? The difference with me between ORM and public relations would be an online reputation, right? This, in terms of let's say a company's online reputation is something that they need to keep intact. So how would they do that, do you think?
Just engaging with their customers, with their clients, with also engaging with possible future clients. And in terms of public relations would be hectic. I don't know how to say it.
So we're in a crisis situation where a post has gone. We cannot take it down. We've tried to delete it, but deleting it means that somebody's already seen it, they've screen grabbed it, it's somewhere, it's on the net. What is your response to me around that, and how do you think it needs to be fixed, whether it's approved or not by the client? So the client may have approved it, we still need to fix it. What would be your take on how to fix it?
In a situation like that, then I would have to probably apologize to the public and just make it known that this was not the information that was meant to be relayed at the time.
I'm going to give you 3 tasks to accomplish. I'll be there by your side like a mentor to be able to guide the process. And this determines, so the interview was great, but this is where the money is. So you've got to get these tasks right in order for us to be able to move forward in terms of employment.
All right, that's cool.
Tatenda ke motho ya latang se a se batlang ene hape o beya matsoho a hae mo molomo wa hae o leng teng ka bokgoni le botsebi ba graphic design le go lemoga gore industry ena ya fetoga a fetoga le yona a etsa BA ya social media empa ho ngata go atlameang go ithuta hona ka go sebedisa brand ya company go social media wena o hloka national senior certificate e tla o dumelang go etsa degree kapa diploma ha go di subjects tse compulsory empa visual arts le IT di tla o thusa o tla etsa BA ya ya fine art kapa o etsa diploma ya graphic design le sona certificate mane ko di collegeng di social media manager ba tlameya go bana le bokgoni ba o ngola ba nka mosebetsi wa PR advertising le marketing ba di lebantshe ko digital media mahaslas le fatshe la mosebetsi le a fetoga le rona re tlameya go fetoga le lona e leng sesupo sa go hola.
Hi, I'm Yavi Madure. I have probably about 23 years experience in total now. I've been an ex-banker, I've worked in the music industry. I am now a digital entrepreneur, as they would call me, a digipreneur. I'm the founder and owner of Black Box Theory, and today I'm going to be Tatenda's mentor.
I can include
Mantabanga hustlers besibhala incwadi ngesandla sithumele ngeposi manje sesicofoza nje inkinopho sipress usend umuntu athole umlayezo ngokukhulu ukusheshsha sibonga yona ke i-social media ngithi wonke umuntu omncane nomdala sekasebenzisa yona le ndlela entsha lokho ke kudala amathuba omsebenzi khona lapha ku social media uThatenda naye ke sekafuna ukungena ke kulesibalo esiya ngokwanda alaphana ke e-Black Box Theory but right now let's get online njengoba ke ngishaya nge-word jumble. Ngincede ke bafethu nginikeza amahlu amabini obo ababini umuyazi impendulo ngena lapha ke einkundleni zokuxhumana thina ake senze ngathi siku Twitter sizitag bafethu and follow him ashaya task yakhe yokuqala la ke azohamba ayoshaya i-design format thina ke njenge DM asithi gologoqo.
Welcome to task 1. We do posts, on a regular basis. So a hashtag Tech Tuesday is what I want you to put together. If we had to do a post around, Tech Tuesday, what's happening in the tech world, can you put together a graphic for that so that I can see how your mind works around putting together creative behind Tech Tuesday?
Okay, so I usually work in this design program. These are going to be the colors I'll be using.
So were you doing some of this like when you were in high school? Using technology from a creative perspective?
Yeah, well, we played around mostly with computers. You see, I used to also like to doodle all the time on, what do you call this? I used to like playing with, I think it was paint back in the day.
Oh my gosh, now you're talking my era.
Yeah, so I used to always play around in paint just to see what I could come up with.
I didn't decide I was going to do social media, either as a business or in the corporate world where I came from. It happened by default, and that story is a story for another day. So social was something I could say I fell into. I like it, I enjoy it. I now have a business that deals with it.
Growing up, I always used to sketch. Every time I was alone or in my spare time, I would sketch. So because of my love and passion for art and design, I decided I should just continue with something along those lines, which was graphic design.
So what type of information do you think a current or new client would be interested in seeing from our pages?
Something funky, something...
But what about, like, talk me through what you think a Tech Tuesday post could be about?
Okay, if it's Tech Tuesday, it could be anything related to tech. So in that, it could be something maybe about how people can optimize on using data. It could be about, like we could do something to do with Wi-Fi maybe even.
I have more than 13 years experience in banking. I moved into the music industry, but from a very business strategic perspective. I'm far more comfortable in a business environment than I am in any other aspects of my life.
If I had the choice between pursuing a career in sports or continue with graphic design, well, it would all depend on where I am in the world. I would have played sports if I was in a different area or a different part of the world. I would have continued with that because you can always freelance graphic design and your work can still be noticed if it's different or if it's that impactful on people's lives.
So as a client, how many options would you give from a graphics perspective, from a design element, generally? From
a design element, I don't like to crowd my client with too many options.
Right,
but at least a minimum of 3.
Yeah.
A minimum of 2 or 3, so that at least they get a chance to play around and decide on what they might like. And also, if they're not happy with all 3 of them, at least they'll still have a guideline or a set of guidelines as to what to expect. The death of my father, does that still affect me? Not so much, I mean, because it's something that's already happened. We've learned to move forward from that, or I've learned to move forward from that. It's in the past as well, and right now all I care about is moving forward and opening up doors for myself that are just gonna establish me well and be well off in life as well, and probably achieve some of the goals that my father achieved and also couldn't achieve. So it doesn't really affect me too much anymore. I've moved past that. I'm happy that my mom is alive, and my sister and myself. And that's all I need at the moment, just the 3 of us to keep going. I just play around with some icons. This will just be maybe give it the Wi-Fi icon on here.
Mm-hmm. What are you trying to say?
This is just me playing around with things that could be related with tech. I can include
You said to me in your interview, you're a quick learner.
Yes, yes.
So what would be your general turnaround time to a client from a graphic perspective?
Maybe about, obviously depending on what the client is asking for.
Mm-hmm.
But usually it shouldn't take me more than a couple of hours, and to be specific, at least 3 hours, 2 hours to 3 hours, I should have something solid for them.
Oh, that's nice. And now, before you get too creative, we unfortunately don't have the luxury of 2-3 hours for a client.
Yeah.
So we need to finish this up in about, I would say, about 3 to 5 minutes. Can you sort that out? I can see you are very detail-oriented around things. So that's great when we have a little bit of extra time, but now we don't.
All right, I'll be done in a jiffy.
Tatenda, in terms of his first task, in terms of the design, I think he was very nervous. I've seen some of his work that he attached with his CV. It was nowhere, but bear in mind, I was standing literally behind him. He's a cool, calm, collected guy. So when he's not under pressure, I know he is able.
I like to think, sit back and see exactly what the matter at hand is, and then see how I can go forth and,
Okay, so time's up. Talk me through what you've now done.
All right. So I went with the pink because it's very vibrant and it stands out. And we just wanted something to send out there that would just strike people's attention as well.
Sure.
So that the bright pink color also fading to the black gradient because black boxes got the 3 primary colors: black, white, and gray. And then also just added in some of these icons just to bring about the techness of it. And it wasn't perfect, but with sufficient time, I can come up with some great work.
Okay, so let's move on to task 2.
Sena se supa hore tse o ithutileng tsona o tla di sebedisa pele. Ditshwantsho tse re di bonang di magazineng, di televisioneng, di logo tsa di company, ke mesebetsi ya di graphic design. Ba nka melaetsa e itseng ba e fetole ba e etse setshwantsho. Either go tsebisa kapa go rekisa. Ho go tshore ba tlameha gore ba be creative, ba be artistic. Mahaslas, setshwantsho ha o se bone o ka se lebale. A na wena o hlahella jwang? Ke setshwantsho se feng se batho ba se tsebang ka wena?
Okay, so no pressure, but you've got 10 seconds left. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Okay, so welcome to task 2. We have a client at the moment who is in a conference in Germany, and they need constant posts to go out. So they'll send us a picture, for example. We've got to now come up with like a line to introduce it, and then we need to do things like boost the post or promote the post. As we know, there's a time limit to everything in terms of these tasks. So technically you've got 15 minutes. We've got to put up about, let's say, 8 posts in 15 minutes. I need you to come up with lines and bylines that are going, and the hashtags, the relative hashtags that need to go with this. So I just want to see how you engage. So starting now, 15 minutes.
All right, since we are posting live, and since she's the new speaker at the moment, I'm basically going to say live at the moment, or live now. Speaking on, what is she speaking on?
I can't say.
Oh, live now is this lady.
Okay, so remember I said earlier about the hashtags. So when we look at a piece of content that we're going to put out, it's very important to look at what are some of the words that we can hashtag. Because remember, then it increases or improves your SEO.
Alright, so maybe live as well?
So live on stage, if you do hashtag live on stage, it's generally, you should be able to pick it up.
When I do graphics, what I feel I am achieving in life is it's a way of expressing myself. It's a way, people like pictures, man. People like looking at art, and it's just my way of giving back to people, I guess, through my own vision. And just, yeah, getting to express myself is what matters at the end of the day, and whether people resonate with that or not.
I have to give final credit to mentors along the way that made me see my own potential, that pushed me, which is why I believe today it's my job to push that next generation, to give them opportunities, to develop them properly so that they're not kind of mediocre. They come out the best of the best. Because somebody did that for me. So what's the topic? What is the topic of, what's the topic? What's the name of the conference? You can hashtag that.
Okay.
So you asked me that, basically.
All right, what's the name of the forum?
Okay, so the
or
conference.
The event, conference, yeah. Is?
I can't say.
Okay, but we can tag that. Okay, the.
Okay, and then that's it.
Okay,
remember,
so
because we're sending messages from a live event, it has to be as short and as quick as possible.
Cool.
Because we're going to constantly just kind of giving updates. So yeah, you can post.
So I'm going to boost this post just so that at least some of our clients can witness exactly what's happening. They will know that there's an event taking place in Germany. What I think about straightforward advertising and social media at the moment is we're moving into a digital world. So using social media as a strategic platform for advertising as well and just other things, I think social media is key at the moment.
It's not only about like, you know, how to market, how to post. It's more about when things go wrong, do you know how to fix it? And that becomes key. And that's our unique positioning in the market, is that we're a management consultancy. So we've got strategic abilities.
All right, now that we've filtered the age group, now I'm going to choose, we can also choose who we should go to in terms of other external people or people that just only like the page. So
sure.
I'm going to...
What do you think it would be?
Right now I'm going to choose people that do like the page, as well as we're just trying to gain traction across the whole of South Africa right now.
Why would we do that?
Right now we're just trying to give them some information so that they understand what's going on, that across borders we're constantly breaking barriers and doing all sorts in all countries. So now we select a budget, and here I'm just going to choose about 200 Rand. That means our boost post right now is going to reach at least just over 4,000 people.
Okay.
Which is fair enough. Okay, we're hoping that some of these people will share these posts as well. That'll get our boost, or that'll get more people to like and engage in it. So I've set my budget and everything, and then I just click OK. And yeah, our post has been boosted. So now on to the next post. When I dropped out of the IT varsity, I did almost feel like a failure, because it seemed like I was dropping something that I could have excelled in life, but that just was not my passion at the time. And it's always good to follow your dream, follow something you're entwined with. So I think this is a better opportunity, and it should set me straight from here on forth. All right, according to the pictures, it seems like it's a drinks break now, or a lunch break.
Yeah.
The time difference in that side. So now I'm just going to say we're taking a short break.
So, you know, just have a conversation. Cool. Be relaxed, not unprofessional, but be relaxed.
All right, breaking for lunch, and I'm just going to post some pictures that have been sent through. Back on, keep. Okay, conference is back on. Take your seats, and there's...
As they take theirs, or something to that effect.
Yeah, take your seats as...
We're there.
Cool. Right now, since we're getting some codes coming up from our next speaker, I'm just going to be quoting our next speaker, just to alert, just so that people know exactly what's going on from this side.
My views on paid Twitter, just because of everything that has happened, if it wasn't used the way it was used, it wouldn't be an issue. But paid Twitter right now, the way it's being used is just not acceptable.
It's a good platform for people to make money as well, and at this current time in life, everyone wants to make money doing something.
Okay, so no pressure, but you've got 10 seconds left. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
okay.
3.
So in this last post, what I've done is I've just told people now that the forum is continuing, and they should now probably tune into our live stream, because we're going to be streaming out live.
Oh, well done.
So
and that's
my job here is done.
Your job is done. So in task 2, Tatenda didn't necessarily focus as much as he should have, but once again, I think it was just, you know, the environment that he's in. So he'll get better. He has the basics. So this is done. Let's move to task 3.
All right.
lekaleng lena ha o romele melaetsa fela go di-customer o tlameya go qoqisana le bona le go buisana le bona sheba dintho tse ba di etsang ke di eng ditlhoko tsa bona o tlameya gore o be ka godimo ga seo ene diketso tsena kaofela o di etsa gobane o batla go ekeletsa company di-customer le go phagamisa ditheko mahustlers re tlameya go sebetsa ka thata go rona gore re be batho ba molemo Hustlers ngithi nathi njengeSpani ake sidlale eyethu indima makudlulisela lo mlayezo obaluleke kakhulu sithi data must fall ama-hustlers anelungelo ukuthi babukele iSpani ku-YouTube ama-hustlers anelungelo ukuthi bashaye research bafuna imisebenzi basebenzisa internet ama-hustlers anelungelo ukuthi bathumele iy'mpendulo zabo kuma-social networks ngamanani aphansi okay sengibhikishile ngatoyitoya isikhathi ukuthi manje siqhubele phambili ngomzabalazo bafethu nginikeze one more clue which is the letter L uyazimele wenzeni uma yazi impendulo ngena lapha social networks bafethu uyifake lapho kodwa yonke indaba bafethu ngisho even on social media there are pop-up ads so right now let's pop to an ad
If it's a product being sold and how you can tell if people are buying it maybe if
Okay, so task 3, we now have to check to see those posts, for example, that you did.
Yes.
Whether they have received any traction. Did it reach the audience that we wanted it to reach?
Okay.
Has there been engagement? What did we do right? What did we do wrong? So then we also need to see who and where and how those posts behaved.
Okay. For my first post, we're gonna just look at how many likes we got and how many people it reached, as well as if we got any engagement and yeah, if it basically reached the...
I think the biggest mistake I have made is trusting certain people when I shouldn't have. And mostly when it has come to my own business.
My biggest mistake could be maybe just like, yeah, just fooling around when I was a bit younger in school and just not taking certain things seriously. Because obviously if I had to get a rewind button on my life again, obviously I would do some things differently. Seeing as it's only been a couple of minutes since we posted and boosted some of these posts, it seems like with our first post we managed to reach more or less about 50 people. So right now, it looks like we're still getting some engagement. It looks like someone commented and they are saying, yeah, I represent South Africa from from Germany, from wherever you are. Yeah, from Germany. But yeah, so at least we're getting some engagement, so which is good.
So I had breast cancer. I was told I couldn't have children. And miraculously, a couple of years later, my miracle baby was born in breast cancer month. So if there's the irony wasn't lost on me at all. No matter how difficult things get, I've got to always remember that in every darkness, there's a light. And she and my experience in terms of her birth is a classic reminder of that for me.
My mom, she means the world to me, man. Like, I wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for her and all the work she's put in the past. So she means everything to me, man. Like, I just hope that one day I can just repay her back, like, ×2 what she's done for me. Like, I want to build houses for her. I just wanted to stop working completely just so that I can provide for her. In this case, for instance, since this event is being held all the way in Germany, we won't be able to see all the actual analytics right now, but at least we wait till the end of the week or end of the month, then we'll at least get a rough overview of exactly who viewed it, if people commented, and exactly how many people it reached. What are my views on xenophobia? Xenophobia obviously is not a great thing. it would be great if xenophobia could just end or stop somehow, but I guess this just means it just needs people to be educated more. And I mean, we're coming here to find opportunity to start our own lives. So for xenophobia to get in the way, it's a big problem. So going forward, I just hope that xenophobia could be taken under control, like taken more seriously by the government, I guess. Because I mean, they're the only ones, I guess, that can stop this situation from escalating more and more as it's been over the years. But I think the government should just probably educate the people that are involved in xenophobia, go to like the lower communities, just try to educate them about why we are here, because it's not like we're here to take anyone's jobs or anything like that. We're just here to start our own lives as well.
What do you feel is the value we get out of analytics?
Oh, the value we get from analytics is basically whether what we're doing on social media is relevant, basically. Whether it's reaching the people that we wanted to reach, whether people are resonating or understanding exactly what is going on at the time, and if it applies to them or not. But what's important is just getting feedback from people and yeah, making sure that the posts reach exactly who they're supposed to.
Okay. Is there a way to be able to determine from the analytics and monitoring and measuring those posts whether there's value to their product?
All right. So I'm answering in terms of the client, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. There is value with the analytics because then the client knows exactly what they are pushing out there for their audiences. Mm-hmm. So what's important is whether the information they're putting out there is being shared between people, if they're taking into consideration exactly what they're directing, what their post is being directed at. Mm-hmm. If it's a product being sold, and how you can tell if people are buying it. Maybe if
Okay, so there's not really much more. It's a case of now taking the whole social media stuff, like so all the different platforms, right? Taking all the analytics and putting it together and looking at it in terms of whether we've grown follower base, whether we have had complaints, negativity, so negative ROI, and if there has been some kind of improved engagement. My advice to Tatenda would be that to remain true to himself. He's cool, he's calm, and he's invested in himself. He has made comments like, you know, I learn quickly, I've set myself goals, and for a young person in today's world, the only way you don't stand out, you rise above.
How did my mentor help me today? She gave me the confidence that I needed to undertake the interview. She just only gave me positive feedback. She never said anything negative. Just building up to the process of my interview, and I mean, she's also set some goals straight for me as to what to expect from the company and what I need to do in order to what I need to bring forth to the table.
Okay, I think that this is the end. So end of task 3.
Okay.
We're gonna move on.
All right.
Welcome back. So, all done.
All done.
Are you nervous?
Just a little bit.
Okay, so tasks are done.
Yes.
Okay, so let's start off with the good. What did you love about it the most?
I enjoyed the creative bits, the creative and generating graphic designs for the post.
Yeah,
that was a bit of my easy. It was easy. It was my forte.
Yeah.
I also found that all the monitoring and evaluation of the stats, putting the stats together and everything.
Really? You like that?
I like that because at least you get to see how much engagement came from what I put out or for the client, for the company. I get to see how many people it reached and how effective the post was.
If you join Black Box, right? So why and how do you think you should have this position, fit into the company, do the work, all of that kind of stuff? Talk me through why you think you are it.
I think I may be it because I'm young and I'm on social media most of the time.
I love that, I'm young, okay?
I'm on social media most of the time, so I do understand like how it works. Obviously, I do still have a few things to learn.
Yeah.
But I do see myself like in this space. I like the type of work that Black Box Theory does.
So, all things being equal, you happy? I'm happy, which means if you are ready, you are able to start. Welcome to Black Box Theory.
Thank you very much.
Are you happy?
I look forward to coming on board. Yes, definitely.
I'm so looking forward to you coming on board. I truly am.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming through. Thank you for going through all of the stuff with us. But it's good to have you on board. I'm looking forward to seeing what you're going to be able to do.
Thank you very much for having me. Hey guys, I just had my interview with Black Box Theory and I got the job. I'm very excited. This is going to help me with my life and move forward from now because I'll be able to get some cash, some pocket money and also help my mom out with my rent and all that. So to all my hustlers, press a push-up panda. Where?
Well done, Tatenda. Re bone ka wena gore re tlameya go fetoga re evolve gobane dinako tsa gona je di re kosa ho o ka se dule fela wa nagana gore o fihlile potso ya rona ya beke ena e tswa go Cindy a rena ona le kgatlhego ya ba a fitness trainer ha o le personal trainer o sebetsa ka di customer wa di tshetsa wa di thusa gore ba finyele ditakatso tsa bona tsa go bopega ga mmele ho go tsho gore le wena o tlameya gore o shebahale o phidile o na le mafolofolo o tlhoka national senior certificate ka pa le yona grade 10 gore o tsebe go etsa di cost study exercise ha se o tsetile he o ka itshebetsa wa sebetsa mane go di gym le mafapeng a tsa maphelo ha e ka ba gona le go sa utlwang hopela o checkela Facebook le yona website ya rona ke emetse ya hao potso Insizwa seyatrenda worldwide. I guess that I guess we'll see your work on our timelines, but we are out of time. So digital. Better luck next time. Don't look down, look up and stay up and never run out of space like a satellite.